Hi mathematicians. Today's lesson is on mental division strategies. So today we're going to be taking a look at what mentally we can think about as we're beginning to divide problems, as well as how we can break down a problem so that we can mentally divide it easier. So let's kind of first look at one example of just the thinking about. What do we use when thinking, what questions do we ask ourselves as we're thinking about division? So we're going to start with the first one of 56 divided by 7. I'm going to think about it mentally. I'm going to think of two questions that are truly going to help us when thinking about how to divide the number. So one question that we might ask ourselves is, how many 7s are in 56? Another question that we can talk about is, or think about, is 7 times what number equals 56? Well, I already know that with my basic math facts that 7 times 8 equals 56. So I simply know that 56 divided by 7 equals 8. But asking those two questions helps me to really think about how those two numbers relate together. But let's take a look at if the number isn't a fact, isn't a basic fact. It's one in which I really have to put some thinking into it. So let's try another set of numbers, which is 56 divided by 3. One of the things that we want to look at is that larger number, 96. 96 divided by 3. Can we take that 96 and can we break it down into friendlier numbers that are divisible by 3 evenly? For example, what if we chose 90 and the number 6? I know that 90 is divisible by 3 because 3 can go into 90 30 times. I also know that 6 is divisible by 3 because 3 times 2 is 6. That leaves me with these two digits on the end, 30 plus 2, which is 32. So I can safely say that 96 divided by 3 equals 32. And that was all done mentally by breaking that 96 into smaller digits. What happens again if it simply doesn't come out evenly and I have a remainder, because some of our problems have remainders? What if I used something like this number, 59 divided by 5? Well, again, I take a look at that 59 and I ask myself, how can I break it down so that a number can go in 5 evenly? So I know that 50 divided by 5 is 10. That leaves us with 9 left over. So 9 divided by 5. Well, I know that 5 can't be multiplied by anything to get 9, but I can only use the number 1. 1 times 5 is 5. If I subtract that with 9, that leaves me with 4 left over. So I can safely say that there's going to be a remainder of 4. Well, 10 plus 1 is 11. I have a remainder of 4, so 59 divided by 5 is 11, remainder 4. Try a different digit. Let's try 78 divided by 9. Again, taking a look at that 78, I'm trying to think to myself, I know a basic fact. 72 can go into 9 evenly. I know that 9 times 8 is 72. But I'm left with 6 left over divided by 9. And 9 cannot go into 6 at any time. So I simply have a remainder of 6. So I simply know that 78 divided by 9 is 8, remainder 6. So for today's lesson, I want you to think about two main questions. One main question is what number can go into another number? And the other question that you can ask is blank times, or a number times what number equals another number? Begin asking yourself and then breaking those down mentally to create that division strategy. Take a look at page Math Journal 99 and use what we've learned in this lesson to utilize and work out each of those problems. Friends, review this as many times as you'd like to help you on Math Journal page 99. So let's take a look at something else that we can do. We can also divide a number or look at a number and find friendly numbers that we can use to divide in to another number. For example, let's look at these numbers, 56 divided by 3. As a mathematician, we can take a look at 96, and we can begin thinking about a friendly number that could go into 3 evenly. Well, I know that 90 can be divided by 3 evenly, and I also know that 6 can be divided by 3 evenly. I've taken 96 and I broke it down into two simple friendly numbers, 90 and 6. 90 plus 6 is still 96, but now I've just broken them down so that I can mentally solve this problem. Well, 3 goes into 90, or there are how many 3's in 90, which would be 30, because 3 times 30 is 90. And how many times can 3 go into 6? Well, 3 times 2 is 6. I take a look at those two numbers and I simply add them together, which is 32. So it's safe to say that 96 divided by 3 equals 32. What if the number doesn't go into it evenly? So if we had something like this, what if we had the number 59 divided by 5? Well, I'm still going to think about those friendly numbers. I know that 50 is divisible by 9 evenly, and that leaves me with 9 left over, 9 divided by 5. Well, I'm still looking at that friendly number. 50 plus 9 is 59, but I know that 50 divided by 5 is 10, because 5 times 10 is 50. But I realize that 5 doesn't go into 9 evenly, but it can go into 9 one time. 1 times 5 is 5, and if I put 5 in there and I simply subtract it from 9, it leaves us with a remainder of 4. So I know that we have a remainder of 4 left over. I'm going to take my 10 and my 1, I'm going to add them together to get 11, and I have a remainder of 4 left over. So 59 divided by 5 is 11, remainder 4. Let's try one